Which war crimes are there? Waging wars today is just like playing a board game. You need strategy to win, and there are certain rules that you must abide by. Just like how you can't murder civilians, you can't eat the pieces in chess. Okay, pretty weird analogy, but let's talk about war crimes. What they are, what their history is, which ones they are, and some examples of history that we probably should avoid at all costs. In 2002, a lot of countries ratified the so-called Rome Statute and created the International Criminal Court. The ICC is able to investigate and convict potential war criminals if the states are unable or unwilling to do it themselves. The thing that we care about here is that the Rome Statute defines 4 different codes of international crimes: genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and crimes of aggression. A genocide is a mass killing of a certain ethnic group, and crimes against humanity is a mass killing of many individuals. These two are very easy to mix up, but to make it a little simpler, laws for genocide aim to protect the ethnic group, while laws for crimes against humanity aim to protect the individual. Crimes of aggression, on the other hand, are done when a leader figure orders offensives or occupations of other people with the use of military force. These laws exist to punish leaders, instead of the combatants who carry out these commands. So with me? No? Great. War crimes are what's important here anyways. A war crime happens when an individual breaks the laws of war. Compared to these other three, the definition is a lot more ambiguous. Like, who even makes the laws of war? Military scholars have always tried to write down those laws, even since the times of ancient Egypt. And they created something known as just war theory, just meaning righteous. When are wars just? Well, back then, wars were usually justifiable because it was the will of the gods, but obviously we've got better standards today. Wars are just if the country has a right to go to war, and if the country acts righteously during the war. So basically, if the end justifies the means, and no war crimes are committed. Let's see how we got to our current list of war crimes. The first attempt at writing down and publishing a moral code for warfare came during the American Civil War, with the Lieber Code. We can call this a good first attempt, because while it didn't contain all war crimes that we recognize today, it had become the blueprint for future negotiations on the topic. The first ones being the Hague Conventions of 1899 and 1907, where a bunch of white men with mustaches of different sizes cheated off of someone else's homework. But just like any attempt at peace during those times, it failed miserably. A lot of its terms were already broken during World War I just 7 years later, then again during World War II. After World War II, the suspected war criminals in Germany and Japan were tried during the Nuremberg trials and Tokyo trial, but they all realized that maybe they should revise their homework a little bit. And this is where the Geneva Conventions come into play, all created in 1949. There are currently 4 Geneva Conventions. The first one says that you shouldn't endanger wounded or sick troops. The second one is the same thing but at sea with shipwrecked troops. The third one says that prisoners of war should be treated humanely. And the fourth one says that maybe you shouldn't kill civilians, they get. These are ratified by every single UN member state, plus Palestine, plus Kosovo, plus Vatican City. The usual suspects. But that's not all, there have since been 3 addendums, or protocols, that have been added to the list. But these haven't been signed by every single nation. The first protocol was made in 1977 and further protects victims in an international conflict. It was ratified by all of these nations. The second protocol was also made in 1977 and further protects victims in a non-international conflict. It was ratified by all of these nations. And the third protocol was made in 2005 and said that the red crystals serve the same function as the Red Cross or Crescent, meaning that these are humanitarian workers and that it would be a war crime to kill them. It was ratified by all of these nations. Now, the third one is probably the least important because I don't blame you if you have never heard of the Red Crystal before. So just looking at the first 2 protocols, some notable non-ratifiers include the US, Turkey, Israel, Iran, Pakistan, and India. Now, I'm not saying that these countries are prone to commit war crimes or anything, but... well... Now let's talk about the actual title of the video. Which war crimes are there? The most up-to-date list of them comes from our old friend the Rome Institute, and all of them are listed in Article 8. Now, there are a good 50 subsections in this whole document, but we won't be mentioning all of them, since a lot of them are very similar to each other. So here are the 15 main war crimes that exist, plus an example from real life. And yes, my dear viewer, your country has probably committed a war crime before. Almost every country has done it, and yours will definitely be mentioned if it has a large colonial history. I mean, I don't really know your identity. Maybe like an alien or something, or just Luxembourgian. I don't think they've done anything too sketchy. If you're from Luxembourg, please subscribe. Number 1. Willful killing or endangering of non-combatants. Non-combatants include civilians, prisoners of war, humanitarian workers, war medics, UN peacekeepers, or surrendered combatants. A good example of this is the My Lai massacre, when the US Army murdered a bunch of unarmed Vietnamese during the Vietnamese War. Neither of them like talking about it very much. Number 2. Torture, such as when Kenya rebelled from Britain during the Mau Mau Rebellion. It didn't end well. Number 3. Excessive destruction of property. Turkey seems to be destroying Kurdish towns in the ongoing conflict between them, if only they would sign those protocols. Number 4. Making a prisoner of war serve an enemy. There actually aren't many great examples of POWs actually fighting for the opposing side, but the Soviet Union would often send theirs to hard labor camps during World War II. Number 5. Summary execution. This is an execution of a person who wasn't given a fair trial to defend themselves. Italy liked doing this to the Yugoslav partisans during World War II to just get them out of the way as fast as possible. Number 6. Deportation. When France colonized Algeria, they deported everyone who disagreed with them elsewhere. That's illegal. Number 7. Taking hostages. During the Lebanese Civil War, the Lebanon hostage crisis occurred, where Hezbollah took a bunch of hostages to discourage Western powers from helping Lebanon. Number 8. Perfidy. This is when someone promises to act in good faith and then backstabs you, like misusing a white flag, for example. Japan liked doing this during World War II to the point where actual surrendering troops were often still mistrusted. Number 9. Settlement of occupied territory. Duh. Number 10. Using poison weapons. The Syrian government has done chemical attacks on rebels multiple times during the Civil War. This is why nobody likes you. Number 11. Using dum-dum bullets. These bullets expand when they hit a target, creating a larger wound. Great for hunting, not permitted for war. Ethiopia used these when they got invaded by Italy again, but at least it's a war crime for a crime of aggression, you know? Number 12. Using child soldiers. Pretty much all sides in Somali Civil War use child soldiers, unfortunately. Another war crime for a war crime. Number 13. Pillaging. During the Second Congo War, which some might even call Africa's own World War, Rwanda and Uganda heavily benefited from looting resources in eastern parts of the DRC. Hopefully their new union can improve relations again. Number 14. Rape. Many different war crimes were committed during the rape of Belgium during World War I by Germany, but since this one has rape in the name, it only makes sense to include it here. And finally, number 15. Destruction of culture. And of course, I've saved the greatest war criminal for last, the bad Germany, charged for trying to completely destroy any and all culture of Poland during World War II. I don't know why I said that with such fanfare. This is like a really bad thing. The Extra and Exile YouTube channel does not condone the act of committing war crimes. We here at Extra and Exile Studios think that war crimes are, dare I say, incredibly cringe. Thank you. So that was a quick summary of all the war crimes that exist. So now I need to end this video. Let me know which war crime is your favorite in the comments. Yeah, that'll work. Hey! So you might notice that this outro is way longer than the previous ones, and it's because I've got a lot to say about the channel. So if you don't care about that, then here's the only important part. The next video I've got planned is what I call Dead Nations, which will be about how countries collapse and the fragility of countries today. If that's all you need to hear, then you can just leave now. But, you know, subscribe first. So for the 3 of you who are still here, let me address the elephant in the room. Damn. The Africa video got picked up by the algorithm. I guess clickbait really does work. Thank you to everyone who left such kind, supportive comments on it, those really cheered me up. The other 2 most common types of comments were 1. Criticism for the map. Some of them are very interesting and helpful, and some of them less, but I'll take all of them into consideration and I'll probably recreate the map in like half a year or something. And then 2, the audio sucks, which is true. That's why the closed captions are there in the first place. I could give a bunch of excuses as to why it sucks, but I really can't sugarcoat it. I'll definitely need to pay more attention to it. The audio for this video was recorded last week, before I saw all of his comments, which is why it's still pretty scuffed, but I will make sure that the audio is completely understandable from now on. And I think that's all that needed to be said. Alright, see ya.